Welcome everyone and welcome to PMHS News. Today we'll be discussing about globalization. What's our first focus for today, Christian?
Well, thank you. Our first question is, what's your understanding of globalization?
It all depends on people's opinions, the definition of globalization. But I tell you what I think it is. Globalization is the interaction and integration between people, brands, companies and governments, and many more. What do you think it is, Kevin?
I believe that globalization is something that affects us in our daily lives. It makes us who we are, and people judge us from what we wear and what products we have.
James, what's your point of view on this subject?
Globalization is helping to make trades with nations faster and cheaper, and it mostly affects everyone in the world.
Interesting.
What's next?
Globalization can be expressed through many ways. It's mainly about power driven through people, like big companies, like even EA Sports, a game company, have so much power that people care about them than people who are suffering. It's mainly about power through the world.
Our second focus for today is how has globalization affected our global relationships between developed and developing countries in terms of poverty and wealth. That's my part. In my opinion, globalization has increased the distance between poor and rich people and developing and developed countries. Globalization prefers rich and developed countries over the poor and developing countries because globalization needs money to improve.
Which is not very equal, is it?
Yeah.
And that comes up my point. Education, food, shelter and water. Big companies, they don't care about these people who are poor or dying. They care about how much money rolls into their bank accounts every day because they're just going to spend it and do whatever they want. They don't care about charity, they don't care about that. They don't do anything. That's why people of high power need to act now and help others in need.
James, what do you think? What's your
My
part?
part is the use of natural resources around the world. It affects our relationships with nations. But if a nation has a specific plan and thing that they might other nations might not have, and we can trade it for money and other resources. It might be cheaper as well.
Food, water, products that
Yeah,
can
there's-
go across worlds.
Yeah, and
resources that we have.
And quality of life. Globalization can bring a lot to quality of life, like easier access to communication, transport, internet, the post. From the olden times, post has become email now. We can now communicate with people in under seconds. Our third focus for today is what solutions can be implemented to minimize the gap between the developed and developing countries. What do you think, James?
Let's see. We can fix the relationship between those two by asking the more developed countries to help the developing countries develop their law, their resources. They share resources as well, and
Okay, we can help these developed countries by letting people in power do something. Not big companies like Apple, EA, or big companies. We let the government take charge and let them help others in need, because that's where people come in.
We can try to get the developing countries to get more involved in globalization so they can have a chance to make profit which can be used to help the country advance in a good way so they can become developed as well. What do you think about this, Kevin?
To me, I believe that globalization, the developed countries should give jobs to the developing countries, and then when they become developed, you can stop giving them jobs so they'll all be equal.
I totally agree with that.
Because at this time, and money means everything. So if every country is
Without
equal,
money,
Yeah.
would be weird.
yeah.
Okay, so thanks everyone, and we hope you enjoyed our discussion about globalization. We hope you learnt a bit about our focuses of globalization. Thank you for